Hello. So I have another request. I'm getting some amazing requests. I just interrupted myself there, but I'm excited with all of these questions. Thank you and keep sending them. So the latest one is articles. And the. Thank you, Trevor, for the question. So there's always a lot of confusion with this, and it's something hard to learn. But hey, I got you. So let's go over this. So, I would like to give a quick disclaimer, which means I want to give out some information about what I'm about to show you. One of my friends, Tyler, he actually did this and he's British. So, you might find some British spelling in there with the U, but the information is still the same when learning English. All right, so let's get started. All righty. Okay, so first of all, what are articles? Well, it is something that is used before a noun. Remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing. So an article is a word that is used before the noun to show whether the noun is referring to something or not. And and the are articles. So that is what an article is. Now let's get into the nitty gritty. Can't talk today. Nitty gritty on when to use those because it's very, very important we use these correctly. So I need a chair. I want the red apple. I want an apple. So it all may look the same to you, but there's some differences. So let me first of all just do a brief explanation on what those differences may be. So look at the picture with the apples. Okay, so I want an apple. Do you know which one I want? Because you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You see 6 apples. Which one do I want? You don't know. And because I'm not being specific, I will use an. I want an apple. You don't know which one, but you know I want an apple. Okay, look at that other picture. The apple on top of the books. I want the red apple. Do you see any other apples? Mm-mm-mm-mm. You just see one, so you know I want the red apple. It's right there. It's pretty obvious. So the difference is, and you don't know which one. The, we're getting specific. Same thing, look at those chairs. I need a chair. Well, holy cow, Amanda, which chair do you want? Because there's 3 of them. But if I said I want the blue chair, now you know what I'm talking about. So that was kind of getting into the nitty gritty a little bit. All right. So now we've got titles for everything. Now that I've explained it, let's throw a title on it. Definite versus indefinite. So the indefinite articles in English are a and an, because remember, you don't know what I want. You don't know what chair. You don't know which apple. So that's indefinite, because indefinite means not sure. Now, when we're definite about something, then we are sure. So, for example, I am definitely wanting some ice cream. So, something that we are clear and we want is definite, and then indefinite, don't know. So, I need a pen. Well, the speaker doesn't tell us which pen he needs. He just needs a pen, but we don't know which one. Lisa wants to see a movie. What movie, Lisa? Because we don't know. Joe has a car. Okay, does Joe have a convertible or does Joe have a family car? We don't know. So that's indefinite. All right. But another question. We have a and we have an. Okay, now that I know they're indefinite, when do I use them? Well, we use and before vowels. Remember, vowels are our A, E, I, O, and U. Those are our vowels. Everything else is a consonant. So, an apple, an umbrella, a dog, a building. Okay, you probably were taught that. And I'm giving you a little bit of review because, and there is a big because, ladies and gentlemen, you know, when we learn all of these cool things with these rules, we also learn that guess what? There are exceptions. There's an exception to every rule. What does that mean? Well, let me tell you, my friends. So, we know there's a rule of where to use a or an, but the exception is it can also depend on the sound and not the spelling. Look at honest and look at our. They start with H. H is our consonant. It is not a vowel. But when we pronounce it, we don't hear that H because it's silent. Shh, silent. So an honest person, an hour. I'm not hearing that H there. So therefore, we will say an honest person, an hour. Because it's got a vowel sound, we will start with an an. Now, let's take it to the other side. What if the word starts with a vowel? Euro, uniform. It's not a vowel sound. Now we're sounding like a consonant. So guess what? Here's the exception. If it sounds like a consonant, but it has a vowel, we're going to use a euro, a uniform. So, you know, you're going into it with the rule of and before our vowels, before our consonants, with the exception of if it sounds like a vowel, use an. If it sounds like a consonant, use a. Okay, are you with me? Because I know that's a lot of information. You know, always message me, email me, telegram me, whatever. I'm always here to help. No worries at all. Okay, here is something so important. And many people forget, and that's okay. Holy cow, I forget my name sometimes. Kidding. But anyways, we use a and an only before a singular noun. We can't use a and an before a plural noun. So remember, singular, one thing, plural, we're talking about more than one thing. A car. We're only talking about one car, so we're not going to say a cars. An orange, we're only talking about one orange, so we will not say a oranges. We won't say an oranges. Because we're only talking about one thing. Alrighty. Definite. We kind of briefly went over that. Definite is, hey, yeah, we mean it. We mean it, my friend. So we're going to use that. The car I bought broke down. I remember the day we first met. So it's clear. It's obvious. It tells us that noun is specific. We know what you're talking about. All right. Okay. We use that when we're talking about singular countable nouns. Let's go to the new shopping center. We can also use it with uncountable nouns if we're being specific about something. So, for example, I gave the shop assistant the money and then left. Where are the books I ordered? So that's actually a countable noun. It's plural. And we can use it because when we're asking the question, where are the books I ordered? We are being specific because I know what I ordered. So where are they? Where are the books I ordered? So remember, with a and an, we don't use it with plural. But with the, we can. And then we can use it with uncountable. The money. I gave the shop assistant the money and then left. Money is an uncountable noun. All right. With me? I hope you're with me. So the can be used before both singular and plural nouns. The flower he gave her was very beautiful. The flowers on the table are nice. So this is something that is going to take a lot of practice, and that's okay. Practice makes perfect. This was a little bit of a rush lesson, even though I'm a talker. This was very quick to put out there. So if you feel like you need more content, more information, just reach out to me. That's what I'm here for. I want you to succeed. As always, thank you very much and keep those questions.